Man, you see Tyreek Hill had to slow down. He had to stop so the ball could catch up to him. Man, that man got a noodle arm, man. Stop it.
On today's Top Shelf Tuesday edition of the Odd Coaches Podcast, Dr. Adams and Coach Francis and the OCP team of correspondents preview the AFC East in advance of the 2022-2023 football season. Welcome to today's show. The Odd Coaches Podcast is sponsored by the CKA Save Project. The CKA Save Project is an industry leader in providing student-athlete academic and athletic support. From assessing student-athletes' academic and athletic skills, to measuring and monitoring student-athlete academic progress, to improving student-athlete time management and organizational skills, the CKA Save Project provides wraparound services for student-athletes from middle school through college. For more information, visit us on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org or schedule a free consultation with Dr. Keith Adams by emailing cka@ckasaveproject.org.
Greetings and salutations and welcome to the Odd Coaches Podcast. I am your host, Dr. Keith Adams. And yes, with me today is my tag team partner, the Killer Kowalski, to my Big John Stud and the Executioners in the WWWF in the early to mid 1970s. I know that's too much information, Mike. The icon, the showstopper, the main event, and the reason why we are here, Coach Mike Francis. And Coach, welcome to your first NFL preview edition, because you've been on assignment. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. I'm glad to be amongst you guys.
All right, so we're going to cover the AFC East today, and fans, you are in for a treat. So Mike's going to cover Buffalo. We have Akil Russell here again, player extraordinaire and coach extraordinaire. We're going to have Akil cover the New England Patriots. Merv Jones, newest member of the CKA family, will cover the JETS, Jets.
Mm-hmm.
And until the Cotton Man comes, I will take care of Miami because, quite frankly, strictly for entertainment purposes only, I have a high interest in the Dolphins and what they do. All right. So with that, remember our OCP ratings. If we rate you a 1 point anything, we think you're a championship caliber team. If you're a 2 point anything, we think you're pretty average. And if you're a 3, we think you have major needs. So with that being said, Buffalo, Mike, are you ready, sir?
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Definitely.
So the Buffalo Bills, I had them ranked a 1.44. And the big question for you, sir. So is this what elite looks like? Because they tell me Buffalo's elite. What are you thinking about the Bills?
I'm thinking them going out and get Von Miller was a big pickup for them. As long as he can stay healthy, he's going to help them pass rush. And their biggest issue was pass rush. They got to get the ball back to the offense. And if they can't get the ball back to the offense, they're going to be in trouble consistently. Their pass rush was 11th, which is not bad, but it is if you're trying to be a championship team. You know how we talked about the Rams, the two guys inside, they won the Super Bowl. You know, those last 2 drives, you know, Aaron Donald and them guys, they did what they get paid to do. So that's going to be a bigger issue for them. I mean, they picked up James Cook. They picked up Duke Johnson, which is 2 rookies they're trying to bring in to get that edge rushing to be a little better. Quarterback, they solid. Josh Allen's pretty good. The running game, if there's anything offensively they probably could improve, I would say the running game maybe is a place where they can look to improve. But overall, I see them back to AFC Championship.
All right. Okay. So now, Kill, we're going to talk about the New England Patriots. I have the Patriots. My partner probably looked at me funny when I did this, but I had the Patriots 1.88. But to date myself, is this the end as we sing New Edition? Can the Patriots do it, or is this the end for the Patriots?
The Patriots, obviously coached by legendary coach Bill Belichick. They always figure something out. I feel like they have some good pieces on their roster. Mac Jones, he played pretty well last year, some decent numbers. We had 22 touchdowns. Obviously, they added Devontae Parker. I like their tight end situation. They had some notable additions. Free agency. They picked up the Jabril Peppers, safety. He's like a box safety, along with the one they already had. What's my boy's name? He's a similar type player, so that gives them versatility on defense. Kyle Duggar, that's what I was thinking of. They're similar style, box safety, can cover, can blitz, they can tackle. So I think that gives them versatility on defense. They're in a tough division. The Bills are crazy, man. That Bills team is crazy. So, again, when we're talking about making the playoffs, I don't know, AFC is pretty loaded. I feel like they're a good team. I don't know if they're a playoff team. They could, if they did make the playoffs, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I feel like they have a good team. They have a good team, coach.
Okay. All right, Merv, New York Jets, Jets. I had them ranked 2.55. Am I being too hard? Are they really that bad? What do you think?
I don't think they're that bad. They'll be better than what they were last year. They had some good signings with CJ Usama, defensive tackle Fatu Kasi, and they spent some good money just bolstering their offensive line, their defensive line. And you gotta give our guy Wilson a second year just to see what he's really all about and see what his quote unquote bounce back year is going to be like. But if you look at their schedule, there's a couple winnable games there, and one or two games where they can sneak up on people and snatch one. But I don't think they'll be in playoff contention. I think they'll just make a good showing this year.
All right, and I will take care of the Dolphins because this Tua thing is a big deal for me in terms of strictly for entertainment purposes only. So the big question that I had is, can Tua handle the pressure of expectations? You're in a situation now where you now have talent. And as I look at the Dolphins, I don't know if Tua is that good. They have a new coach. They have a good defense. They're playing in a division where I think they can beat the Jets twice. They can split with New England and possibly split with Buffalo to kind of slide into that wild card. But Tua has everything in front of him. And now can he throw? Can he do whatever? My partner on a previous show, I'm trying not to look at him, but he said the video doesn't lie. He said the video does not lie. So that's going to be interesting.
Man, you see Tyreek Hill had to slow down. He had to stop so the ball could catch up to him. Man, that man got a noodle arm, man. Stop it.
Noodle arm. All right. So on that note, we're going to take a quick break. Come back. Segment 2, talk about strictly for entertainment purposes items in terms of strength of schedule and everything. We'll be right back on the Odd Coaches Podcast. Call that Bama Noodle arm.
The reviews are in for Dr. Keith Adams' book, Finding the Balance, My Personal Journey to Academic and Athletic Success. College professor and student-athlete academic expert Dr. Lisa Rubin said, "There is nothing out there like this book, so I do hope people will pay attention and give it a read." Former George Mason standout Fowler Campbell said, "Consider this book an opportunity to work directly with Dr. Adams, just like I did. I assure you that there will be something you can take away that will be useful to you throughout your personal journey." Ryan Waite, a recent college graduate who is a software engineer, said, "I like how the book is based on research, which makes it good for general students as well as student athletes." The book serves as both a memoir to Dr. Adams' 30-year academic and athletic career, as well as an instructional guide to assist student athletes, parents, coaches, teachers, and administrators navigate through the challenges of finding a better balance between academic and athletic success. The book includes over 15 personal stories and anecdotes from Dr. Adams, along with numerous former players and colleagues from a variety of sports and endeavors. You can order your copy at www.ckasaveproject.org. From the main page, simply click CKA Save Project Services and order the Find the Balance book. For more information, contact Dr. Keith Adams by email at cka@ckasaveproject.org.
Don't give it away. Welcome back to the Odd Coaches Podcast. In segment 2, we're going to have a structured debate on specific topics.
No such thing.
This is what I miss from my partner. All right, so Mike, we're going to start with you. The Buffalo Bills have the 12th strongest schedule in the league, and they are projected to win 11 and a half games. Over or under on Buffalo? What are you thinking, sir?
Over. Definitely over. If they do this, increase their pass rush, make that better, and then if they increase their running game by 250, 300 yards averaged out over a season, it puts them in different situations. I think the ability to run the ball late in games or not to run the ball late. We talked about this week 2 in college football. I didn't think Alabama ran the ball well enough to win a national championship. You got to be able to put teams away with your running game, and they couldn't do that. And Buffalo couldn't do that. So I think you rely too much on Josh Allen. That's where, you can't do that all quarterbacks. At some point, they say their best friend is a running game. So they're going to have to run the ball better, but they could if they're increasing. I say they win, 13 games.
Wow, okay.
If you look at their schedule, I'll put them down for 13 games.
All right, Akil, Bills, 11 and a half, over, under.
The Bills?
Bills, 11 and a half, over, under.
I gotta go over, man. Honestly, that offense, and they just added, who they added? They added another receiver, Jamison Crowder and somebody else who they had. Yeah, that offense is just lethal. I just watched that the game they lost to the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't see a score, you wouldn't know who won that game.
Wow.
Josh Allen's a serious running threat, along with obviously, the receivers and his passing ability as well. Tight end's good. And like you said, that defense. And the defense is only going to make the offense better. They up by score too, that pass rush. Bills is a scary team.
Okay. Merv, 11 and a half for the Bills, over, under.
Oh, absolutely over. They didn't overperform. They played exactly where they were supposed to be last year. And with, that one super windy game that they played against the Patriots, and they had to run the ball the whole game. And, when you have games like that, that just toughens you. And so whatever they have built over there now, especially with Von Miller, to not only pass rush, but be able to stop the run, it just makes sense for me to say I put them at least 12, 13.
Right. Mike, I think we'll be picking that one in the preseason, but we'll move on. All right, Patriots, Akil.
Yeah.
They have the 16th strongest schedule, and they are projected, strictly for entertainment purposes only, to win 8.5 games. What say you, over or under on the Patriots? 8.5.
I'll go over. I'm gonna look at the schedule right now. I mean, Miami. I feel like they could beat Miami twice. I feel like they could even probably beat Pittsburgh because they played them early. Pittsburgh, they got some figuring out to do on offense with the quarterback. Detroit, Cleveland, New York twice, Jets. Yes, I'm gonna go over. Minnesota. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna go over, Coach.
Okay. Franchise, over and under Patriots, 8.5. What are you thinking?
Over 8.5. They'll figure it out. Over 8.5. I give, I think second year together, all the things they tried the first year is one thing, but now they can actually put it together. I think you give Belichick a whole offseason to put it together and find out what he has, and then once he's able to put together, I see them win it over 8.5. Definitely.
Okay. Merv, 8.5, over, under with the Patriots.
Say over. I can't go against. There's two people in the NFL I don't really go against. One of them is Bill Belichick. The other one is Mike Tomlin. He doesn't have losing seasons. It's very rare. I think the last time Belichick had a losing season, he might have still been with Cleveland.
All right.
I definitely say over.
All right. So again, Dr. Adams will make a note on the Bills and the Patriots. There'll be a 10 spot waiting for you at wherever we decide to do our betting, because the state of Maryland is still slow, but that's another story. All right. Merv, Jets, 17th strongest schedule and projected to win 5.5 games. What say you, over or under 5.5?
I mean, looking at their schedule this morning, I say over. I put them at 500 this year.
Wow.
If you look at their schedule, look, we don't know what Baltimore is going to bring. They don't have any wide receivers. They just have defense, and they have a decent running game. The Browns, absolutely, they're going to beat them because they don't even know who their quarterback is, and they don't even know if they're going to keep everybody going into the season. Let's see. Bengals, they'll lose. Steelers, I think that's a possible win just because the Steelers don't know who they have at quarterback. All they rely on is the running game. Dolphins is a toss-up. Green Bay Packers is a loss. Broncos is a loss. Patriots, I feel like that's definitely a loss. Bills, a loss. Bears, they can beat the Bears. I think they might be able to beat the Vikings. They'll definitely beat the Jaguars. I don't know about Seattle because we just don't know what Seattle has besides DK Metcalf. So I'll be my toss-up.
Mike, over and under 5.5 for the Jets.
Under. Under. They're just gonna find a way to just not get it done. There's a way to success leaves breadcrumbs, but if you just sweep them off to the side and never follow anything, you're in trouble anyway. The Jets just find a way to not maximize their draft picks, their free agency pickups. It's like this. Nobody wants to go there and play, and I don't see him going over 5.5. I don't see it. Like I can't, other than Matt Wilson, I can't even name anyone on the team.
And it's Zach Wilson.
Oh, Zach Wilson. See there? Look at that. See that?
All right. Akil, Jets, 5.5, over or under?
The Jets did get Breece Hall, running back. He's a pretty good running back. I watched him in college, so he should be able to help them. But I don't know if he can help them to 6 wins.
I was going to say 5.5 for 6, bro. Come on, tell me something.
They got some good pieces. They got some good pieces. They just don't have. They don't have enough. They don't have enough. They still got Joe Flacco on the roster. Shout out Joe Flacco.
Oh my God, that right there is 3 wins.
I'm gonna go under. I feel like they'll get some wins, but the teams they have to play against, they kind of already got things in motion. I see Chicago. I know Merv always talking about his own Cleveland Browns. They could probably get one there. Detroit, Jacksonville. Maybe they split with Miami. Yeah, I'm about to go under, coach.
Y'all think the Jets can beat Cleveland?
I mean, it's the NFL. Anyone can beat anyone. Everyone has somebody. Let's say it that way. How much do you have? Is our boy in Cleveland? Who's the starting quarterback in Cleveland, Merv?
It depends on what day you ask them.
Exactly.
Okay, there you have it. There.
So here you go. You already heard about rumblings about possibly trying to get Jimmy Garoppolo, and you're going to have to pick up a heavy price tag for him. And then you're also paying most of Baker's salary. That means your whole next 2-3 seasons, if you go through that trade, is going to be a wash.
3 quarterbacks you paying. It's crazy.
All right.
They just signed him.
They just
signed who?
What's his name? That used to be a backup in Houston. Right, exactly. Yeah.
So speaking
of
that,
still have the guy with alopecia, the one with no eyebrows from Tennessee. They got him too.
Okay. Dobbs? Was it there?
Yeah. All right, we're going to roll to the Dolphins now. So the Dolphins have the 21st strongest or weakest strength of schedule. And Caesars and other people have them at 9 wins. Well, since the Dolphins are on me and I'm actually paying attention strictly for entertainment purposes only, I'm going to say over. 2 is going to do it. I don't believe it, but I'm gambling. So I think they can get to 10 wins. I think they can beat the Patriots. They can beat them. I think they can. Well, they're playing the Ravens at Baltimore. They can beat the Jets, so that's 2. They can beat Minnesota. They can beat Pittsburgh. They can beat the Lions. I got the 5. They can beat the Bears. I got the 6. They can beat the Browns. I got the 7. They can beat the Texans. I got the 8. So I'm at 8 now. I don't know about San Francisco. That's a split. Chargers, Buffalo. Well, that last stretch to get to 10 is going to be something. But I'm just going to say by hook or crook, Tua will get the 10. Merv, what say you? Over or under 9?
Well, I've never really truly been a fan of the Dolphins since O.J. McDuffie. He went to my elementary school and high school. And I'm even less of a fan now because of their new minority hire at head coach. But I say less.
The opinions expressed are not necessarily represent the CKSA project, the Hot Coaches Podcast.
We're going to delve into that after. That's for sure. I gotta find out. Nah.
Okay, Akil. Over or under 9 wins?
I literally just counted 8. And they have speed at receiver and tailback. Raheem Mostert. He's 2 on their depth chart right now behind Chase Edmonds. He's solid. They did add a pass rush. Who they got? Melvin Ingram. Is that who they picked up?
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, that helps. We're looking for 9 wins, Coach.
9. It's happening. They say a projected 9, so 9 is a push. 9 is a push.
Jets, Houston,
Oh
Chicago, Detroit 5, Pittsburgh 6, Minnesota could be 7, New York 8.
I don't hear you. What happened? Did it?
Come on, 8, Coach.
All right, so you'll take the under.
Let's go
All
under.
right. Hey, look, Tua's get a lot of hype. They got speed. They got a better defense. They made a coaching hire. So
Let it go.
it's all set up for him.
It's all set up for him to win 7 games, bro. That's what it's set up for. This is 2022. This ain't 1972. What are you thinking over there talking about 10 games? They ain't gonna win no 10 games. They undefeated. Hey, they undefeated in Europe, though, ain't they?
All right. On that,
They over 500 in Europe, right?
And that's Jacksonville that takes all the Europe games.
Oh, I thought it was
know what's coming.
No, the Dolphins went twice. My son was with them.
Oh,
when AJ was down there, the 2 years he was with the Dolphins, they went twice.
Oh man,
and they won both games.
I missed my part. So for our last segment, folks, we're going to start picking winners and seeing if there's a Super Bowl champ coming out of the AFC East. We'll be right back on the Odd Coaches Podcast.
There is an old business adage that says, what gets measured and monitored gets done. It is also fact that deadlines spur action. That is what the CKA Save Project's academic monitoring service can do for student athletes. Measure and monitor their academic progress to improve their grades. Our academic monitoring services provide ongoing academic support for student athletes for a designated period of time. Our academic success coaches work with student athletes on time management and organizational skills, along with improving their ability to self-advocate. Every few weeks, our academic success coaches meet with student athletes to assess their academic progress as well as provide ongoing academic advising. If needed, student athletes have access to CKA Learning Specialists who provide virtual core subject academic support for student athletes. For more information, visit us on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org or schedule a free virtual consultation with Dr. Keith Adams by email at cka@ckasaveproject.org.
Welcome back to the Odd Coaches Podcast, and it's segment 3 as we talk about the AFC East. This is strictly for entertainment purposes only, so I will be taking notes because we'll be using this as we try to raise money for education purposes with gambling like we do with all states. So, Akil, who's the division winner? Who's going to win the division?
Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills.
All right, Buffalo. Merv, who's winning?
I agree. The Bills.
All right, franchise.
Bills, hands
All
down,
right.
Bills.
So we'll be putting a 10 spot on the Bills in the preseason. Playoff teams, franchise, the Buffalo Bills, and who? Will the AFC East get 2 playoff teams?
Yeah, you're asking for a lot. I don't know if New England maybe. That's it. I'll
New
give you
England,
that.
maybe.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Buffalo and New England.
Kill. Do they get 2 teams in the playoffs?
Teams are allowed in the playoffs, coach.
They get the division winner, and who's going to be a wild card, if anybody?
I don't think there's enough playoff spots. I don't think so, coach.
Okay.
AFC's loaded.
AFC is loaded.
New England would have to win 12 games for a while. I don't see that happening, coach.
All right.
For the
Merv,
wild
what do you
card
think?
spot?
For the wild card spot.
Yeah.
This is going to be the first time in a long time where Bill Belichick actually has to call offense instead of just calling defense. But with that being said, it's still Bill Belichick. So I will put the Patriots in at the wild card.
But they don't do titles and things like that. They don't have OCs and DCs. They just play. All right. So I'm gonna leave New England as a possible wild card. All right. Who's gonna be the surprise team? Akil, who's the surprise team in the AFC East?
I mean, so look, the Miami Dolphins ended on a 7-game win streak. So I mean, they started 1-7.
Different coach, sir. Different coach.
Different coach. Okay.
They got a minority hire now. You got to slow down. Minority hire.
You're right.
I did that with you, Michael.
I'm gonna say. I mean, I don't think that's a surprise though, because they won 9 games. New York Jets. I don't know, coach. I'll go with surprise team. Let's say the New York Jets. New York Jets. They won 4 games last season. They'll win more than 4 games. They're gonna surprise us.
Gonna win 6.
Merv, who's your surprise team in the AFC East?
I go with the Jets. They are going to shock some people. I'm not saying they'll be world beaters, but they will surprise some teams. And then they'll still make their – I'll modify my answer from before. I'll say they'll get 7.
Okay. Chaz, what you got, buddy? Who's the surprise team?
I abstain.
Well, I am going to say that I think the Jets will be the surprise team too. And I just might put 10 down and say they're going to go over their win total.
A whole $10?
Look,
a whole $10.
That's why the wife doesn't care that I gamble. And I'm
on the
around
Jets
here. Win the 10. Play 10 to win 9-10. Again, I think they can win more than 5.5 games. They drafted well. They did all of those things. So whatever.
According to
Brees Hall, Sauce Garner, right? Those are 2 good ones.
All right. So who's going to be the biggest disappointment, Akil? AFC East.
Biggest disappointment.
ain't but one team left.
Go ahead, franchise. Who is it?
Who's the disappointment?
The Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Exactly. Dolphins are going to be the biggest disappointment. They went out and got Tyreek Hill. They got everything in there for their offense. And then when they realize this man can't get them the ball, but except for a bubble screen, the only thing he probably be able to throw. And he left-handed, so I'm loading up on that side defensively. He better have a hell of a left tackle because we running stunts on his ass to get to it, get in his face, and make him climb up in the pocket. That's we have to.
And he's a midget, so
that's what I'm saying. Can't see. I need to get all the confusion in his face. I mean, you a defensive line coach. You know the deal. All we got to do is get to his feet. Get to his feet. That's all we got to do.
Don't hit his knees a flag.
Just get
Merv, save me. What is your biggest disappointment?
It's definitely gonna be the Dolphins. It's definitely gonna be the Dolphins. They have a new coach. They're putting in a new system. They pretty much clean house all their coaches from last year, so there's gonna be a complete hard turn into whatever this new guy wants. And I can't even remember his name. I don't expect him to be there longer than 3 years.
Yep, he's a minority hire. Come on, you got to remember his name.
And you don't even remember Terry McLaurin's name. You don't remember.
Man, I didn't even remember Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson. Ron Armstead's their left tackle.
Yeah, but with the Dolphins, they hired and they traded for a whole lot of speed. And, they have Waddle and Tyreek. But if you're not throwing nothing but slants and bubble screens and wide receiver reverses, and every now and again, if you throw a deep ball, it'll be a 15-yard fade in the red zone. I don't see it. But their defense will hold up. Miami's been known to have like a halfway decent defense. But if you keep them out on the field for too long, they're going to look trash.
All right. So last question before we wrap up. Akil, do we have a Super Bowl team coming out of the AFC East?
Negative, Coach.
Wow, no Buffalo.
The Bills. If anyone, the Bills. If anyone, the Bills could do it. The Bills could have they could have won one more possession. They could have beat the Chiefs. They could have beat the Chiefs last year. I thought the Chiefs should have beat the Bengals. Bengals won the Super Bowl. So possibly the Bills.
Possibly the Bills. Okay.
Anybody. Yeah.
Merv, do we have a Super Bowl team coming out of the AFC East?
Yeah, the Bills. With what they put together and all the trust that they put into their young quarterback, and they'll still have at least another 9-10 years with him. It only makes sense. And their defense has only gotten better, even if it's only for a short time, because our guy Von Miller will bounce around in a heartbeat. So I say with the position they have an opportunity to definitely reclaim where they're at and exceed where they finished last year.
All right, franchise. Who are we putting a 10 spot on? Do we have a Super Bowl team coming out of the AFC East?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Akil. I think that they're only one possession away from being in the Super Bowl. I think they are probably the Bills are probably going to be a representative for the AFC total this year. The Chiefs, I know they keep doing what they're doing, but I think Buffalo has them. I think Buffalo's a better team. I think getting a pass rusher, like we say, getting Von Miller and, everything being healthy, I think that, they finally now get to where the Rams were last year with that pass rush. Most important part of the game is the defensive line.
Right.
My only knock with the Bills, Josh, the quarterback is so involved in the run game. So how long can he keep that up? I don't know. It's a big part of their offense.
Yeah, that's why they got to run the ball better. Or not, he's going to be another Lamar Jackson. Honestly,
he's our runner with that football.
All right. So on behalf of our OCP team correspondents and my tag team partner, Coach Mike Franchise Francis, I am Dr. Keith Adams saying thank you for listening and or watching the Odd Coaches podcast, and we will see you on the sidelines. Till next time, take care.
We hope you enjoyed today's show. The Odd Coaches podcast drops new episodes every Tuesday through Friday on most weeks. Make sure you subscribe to the Odd Coaches podcast on Apple Music, iHeartRadio, Podbean, Spotify, and YouTube. Follow the Odd Coaches podcast on Twitter and Instagram at Odd Coaches. Follow Dr. Adams on Twitter and Instagram at CKA Save Project. In addition, follow Coach Mike Francis on Twitter and Instagram at Coach Franchise, spelled Coach FRANCHIZE. For more information about the CKA Save Project, please visit them on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org. See you next time on the Odd Coaches Podcast.